Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Getting ready to get started. This is a pretty crazy wild story about a father that went and killed a cop, an Ohio father. And he did it, I guess, to exact revenge. My audio weird? I'll check it out. Mic check. Oh, it's still no. Oh, man. Alright, hold on one second. Give me a second to fix the audio. Don't leave. You just disconnect and reconnect. Okay, you let me know if that's better. Let me check real quick. Mic check. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, there's a weird audio glitch that happened, so glad I was able to knock that out. So yeah, this is a really messed up story. Weird story, and kind of wondering what you guys feel. Do you sympathize with this guy? Do you not sympathize with this father? The father, Rodney Hinton, 38 years old, Rodney Hinton Jr. The son's name is Ryan Hinton, 18 years old. 18-year-old son, 38-year-old father. What's up? Crazy situation. We're going to watch this press conference because they have a lot of details. They show pictures, video, body cam, all that stuff. The situation happened May 1st, 2025. There was a police shooting, and officers approached a stolen vehicle. 4 people come out of the vehicle. Supposedly they start running. One of those people is Ryan Hinton, the 18-year-old. Officers claim that this 18-year-old turns around. Well, he has a gun and he points the gun at officers. And supposedly, I haven't watched it yet on camera. It gets blurred out, but they say there's a gun and they shoot him. An officer shot Ryan. He died later of his injuries. They recovered the gun and the magazine. Now, literally the next day on May 2nd, the father, see if I can show you a picture. The father, so let me show you this picture before we get to the body cam. And if you guys could help me out, hit the like button, please. Subscribe if you're not. Share. Join the mailing list on my page because that really helps me out. Join the mailing contact list. If something ever happens, my page gets shut down, I have to go somewhere else, I can email you. And all the email is just notifications for the videos right now, or if there's an important announcement. But this is, I believe this is the body camera of the fatal shooting. Okay. And the father, let me show you a picture of the father now. This is the father. That's him. The day after his son was shot and killed. So the son was shot on May 1st. On May 2nd, oh, thank you. Hold on, they're telling me, there we go. May 2nd, he goes to the attorney's office. They show him the body cam footage of his son getting shot and killed. I don't even know if he was able to finish watching it. The attorney said it was visually disturbed. The father was disturbed of watching his son getting shot and killed. He leaves there, gets into a car, drives around. I guess the first officer that he saw, somebody that was doing traffic that day, full throttles it and kills the cop. Now, let me show you a picture that's in the thumbnail of the car accident. Let me use this other one. This is the car right there. I mean, he full throttle. I don't even know if you could try to say this is a crime of passion. And so there's some people on Facebook and stuff, and they're like, well, man, I agree with this. Or there's this guy, one guy said, Rodney Hinton just did what every black father says he would do if a cop killed their child. Wow. And so some people are praising this guy for doing what he did, but some praise him, but also say he'd respected if he would have killed the cop that killed his son. He literally went and just ran over a random person and killed him. And so they're trying to say, because the son was armed, they're saying, and he was in a stolen vehicle. Body camera is unclear if he pointed at officers or not before he opened fire. Stealing a car isn't nor should be a death sentence. Let's be clear. If he was armed and pointed his gun, cops are trained to stop the threat. So someone posted it was a woman running from the car. There's all this back and forth misconception. So let's take a look at this press conference first, where they break down.
Thankfully, all the
I'll have to boost the volume.
were unharmed. Thank you, and I will now invite Teresa Thigi to speak.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Before I start with the presentation itself, I want to say, when an incident like this one that happened yesterday occurs, the impact is felt long after the moment itself. The emotional toll doesn't end quickly. It lingers with the families, the officers, and the community for an extended period of time. Officers across the country confront dangerous situations every day, sometimes more than once a day. They are often compelled to make split-second decisions to protect others and themselves when faced with immediate threats. Yesterday was one of those occurrences. Let me be very direct. We cannot allow individuals to flee from officers with a loaded firearm aimed at them. When this happens, the outcome is almost always tragic. No one wins, and everyone involved is affected. As I review the sequence of events from yesterday, you'll see exactly how rapidly these things evolved, and it will permanently alter the lives of everyone involved.
Gotta fix the audio a little bit for Twitter. Rumble.
So to give you an idea,
Twitch.
This is 2500 Warsaw. I'm going to step out in front for a minute. Warsaw Avenue is down here. This is the long driveway. It goes up a hill. Where the incident occurred is at the dead end of the parking lot back here. You'll see vehicles there now. You'll see a photo. The stolen car that we're going to talk about was backed into a parking spot back there. As you can see, this is a stolen Kia. It was stolen out of northern Kentucky yesterday. You can see we have two uniformed cars there. Prior to those uniformed cars arriving, we had two undercover cars that pulled into that dead end, saw the vehicle. They backed out. They saw that there were individuals inside the vehicle, so they backed out and let the uniformed cars make the approach, which is the tactically sound decision to do. The cars are positioned the way the officers are trained. We are trained to use our vehicles as cover from any threat. That's what those officers did with the cars at that time. This is body-worn camera from officer number 2. Go ahead, Bobby.
He's gonna come! He's gonna come! On your right! On your right! He's gonna come!
So just to give you an idea, we have the two uniformed cars, we have two officers, there's 4 individuals in the stolen vehicle. All 4 individuals get out and start running, some in different directions. So officers decide which individual they're going to pursue. One officer decides to pursue the individual who we now know had a firearm in his hand. The other officer pursued another occupant that fled from the vehicle, and that'll be significant here in a moment when you see. So this is a still image. Again, I'm going to step out front. The car is parked over this way, okay? They are chasing the individual. So officer number 1 is chasing this guy right here, okay? This is the guy we ultimately end up shooting. The other officer who actually fires the shot on this individual is chasing a different individual further out this way, in this direction. okay? As this officer is chasing him, he sees a firearm in his hand, and he yells, "Gun, gun," he's got a gun. This individual slips, trips, whatever, falls on the concrete right here. Other officers that were also there say in their interview, they heard the firearm hit the concrete. They heard the metal from the firearm hit the concrete. This individual gets up, still has the firearm in his hand, and continues to run through the dumpsters. Go ahead, Bobby. So these are some still photos. This is the officer who originally saw him with the firearm in his hand, calling it out. He runs through the dumpsters. This officer knows that there's another officer here that is going to ultimately encounter him when he comes through the dumpsters. So he makes him aware of that. He shouts out to him, "On your right, on your right." He's on your right. And that's where this individual comes out from between the dumpsters. This is the other officer, the one who fires the shot. This is his body camera as he approaches the scene.
You good? Get the fuck down!
Damn, man.
This is the firearm that was recovered at the scene.
So that's the gun that they talk about.
You good?
Damn. So the question is, I mean, because they blur it out, you know, because they shot and killed this man, and I don't know. Did he pull up a gun? Could you see? I don't know. You can't see. Look, like he was just running.
You good?
Man, the reaction time was so quick.
Get the fuck down!
This is the firearm that was recovered at the scene after the individual was shot. This is what he had in his hand while the officers were chasing him. It's just a photo of it here at Criminalistics. Remember I told you he fell on the concrete and the officer said that they heard the metal hit the ground? There are 3 spots on here where this gun has scratches on it. We believe those occurred when he hit the ground with the firearm.
What type of firearm is that, Chief?
Semi-automatic. I don't know the make and model. This is a second. Sorry, Bobby, can you go back one frame, please? This magazine was in the firearm. That's an extended magazine, so it holds more rounds. Go ahead. This is a second magazine that was located in his sweatshirt pocket, his jacket pocket. And that is the magazine from that second magazine. This is another firearm that was located inside the stolen vehicle. This is a firearm that was also stolen out of northern Kentucky sometime yesterday, early yesterday morning. Approximately, we believe, based on timelines, this was stolen from a vehicle in northern Kentucky, and then they went on to steal the vehicle that's involved in the incident.
From Kentucky.
Timelines. This was stolen from a vehicle in northern Kentucky, and then they went on to steal the vehicle that's involved in the incident.
Wow. So just yeah, man. That's. I guess this is seems like the lifestyle this person was in. This child, this teenager, or 19. What is it?
So
18,
because
19?
we are still attempting to 100% verify
I don't understand
the individual's identity, the individual who we shot, we're going to list him as John Doe until we can 100% verify that for you. The other 3 individuals that were in the car all ran. This was an extensive search for these individuals. I don't know if anybody's familiar with 2500 Warsaw. It is steep terrain, both directions from that parking lot, heavily wooded. They ran into that area in different directions, and we happen to have as hours of the day that we had several canines available and our drone operators available. So we deployed both of those, got some assistance from community members who were calling us, and we ultimately apprehended this gentleman as well as this gentleman. We still have another person we're looking for. We are attempting to positively identify him, and we'll continue to search for him. As you know, per Marcy's...
Yeah, did he actually have the gun, or was it somebody else? Because there was multiple of them running away, and they ran into the woods. And so 3 other people were arrested. Jarrell Austin, 18, DeAnthony Bullocks, 19, and Sonarcy Grisby, 18. They're all taken into custody.
Law, we're not going to reveal the officers' names, the officers who were involved, but here is their information. Been on almost 11 years, fugitive apprehension. Been on almost 24 years, fugitive apprehension. This is the scene afterwards. I want to point out this incident, from the time they bailed from the vehicle and police were chasing them to the time the individual was shot, 6 seconds. 6 quick seconds. But the officer's responsibility didn't end there. They did very admirably trying to save this gentleman's life by administering different variations of medical aid until the fire department responded. And this is the, you can see the medical debris, and then this is where the firearm was. Okay, we'll take a few questions.
Chief, the suspect, it was very difficult to see, really shows how volatile the situation is, but it was difficult for us to see if the suspect pointed his gun at the officer or whether he just had a gun and was shot because he had a gun. Can you tell why the officer shot the suspect?
Yeah. So just to kind of give you a frame of reference, the individual is running with a firearm in his hand. The officer is running, so the body camera is kind of jolting as the officer's running. What that leaves us with is a very blurred image, unfortunately. However...
Oh. I thought they blurred that out.
What that leaves us with is very blurred, jolting, a firearm in his hand, a frame of reference. The individual is running with a firearm in his hand. The officer is running, so the body camera is kind of jolting as the officer's running. What that leaves us with is a very blurred image, unfortunately. However, based on the officer's interviews, the officer who did discharge his firearm said that when the individual came out between the dumpsters, he had the firearm in front of him. It was in like a bladed position, and it was pointed at the officer. And he felt threatened for his life, and that's why he discharged his firearm.
Oh,
How many times did the officer discharge firearm?
We believe 4 or 5.
And hit him?
We believe twice. And I do want to clear up, based on information that we received, the individual was struck in the chest. It exited out the back. He was struck in the arm. We believe it went through his arm and into his side. So those were the two rounds that hit him.
There was no
Because some people were like, oh, he got shot in the back. Some people were saying
indication that he fired his gun.
Correct.
he didn't fire the gun.
But I would like to add a caveat. We do not expect the officers to wait until they're fired upon.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. Just people have this kind of like sometimes this unrealistic. Well, why'd you shoot? You shouldn't have shot. Like you're supposed to stand there and wait till you start getting shot at to return fire. No, I understand that.
Before they feel the necessity to fire.
Is there like a standard protocol for how many times an officer, when someone else is pointing a gun at them, how many times an officer should fire upon the person
They are trained to stop the threat.
So there's no standard number of times to shoot?
No. No. Until they feel their life is no longer in danger.
So I'm going to go back to the original question. So, Chief, would it be standard protocol to shoot a suspect if they are armed with a handgun and running if the firearm were not threatening the officer directly?
So this is where we have to go to the state of mind of the officer at the time. are they seeing, feeling, hearing? If they feel like their life or somebody else's life is in danger, they have a responsibility to stop that threat. So I can't answer how every situation should be resolved. It's based on the officers, and some of that includes their training, their experience, their
And I am in a minute. I'm going to show you when he was in the courtroom. He was surrounded. Here's a picture of the courtroom. Look how many cops they had in there, bruh. Ugh. This is the Robert Hinton Jr., man in Cincinnati police say hit and killed deputy, appears in court with more than 30 members of the county sheriff's office in the courtroom. Damn, bro, the whole department's in there. Wow. I guess to show, I don't know, solidarity, camaraderie. Wow. Act up in that courtroom. Oh, great. Does want to play now? Oh, it froze. Okay. The video. Oh, they froze. Oh, okay. No audio. Maybe they had some technical difficulties. Okay, the rest of the presser is muted. They did do an update. Let me just skip a little bit here into this. This was a short. I don't know if this. I think this was this the second press conference.
joining us here this evening. Gathered to give you an update on an incident that you're aware of, I'm sure, happened earlier this conducting traffic enforcement. He was struck by a vehicle. It saddens me tremendously to make you aware that he has since passed.
He's passed away, yeah. The officer.
I think what is significant for people to
They
know
haven't
about this
released his name.
accident is the officer was just out doing his job, directing traffic up near the University of Cincinnati for what was supposed to be a glorious day for many. What is significant also to know about this auto accident, as you know, we had a critical incident yesterday in the city of Cincinnati, an officer-involved shooting at approximately 9 a.m. yesterday morning. There is a connection between these two incidents. The driver of today's vehicle that struck a deputy has a family relationship with the 18-year-old that we shot yesterday.
Oh, maybe this was the first presser.
So that is
Yeah,
currently
this is the
under
first
investigation by both our homicide unit as well as the traffic.
Okay, so yeah, really, really crazy, messed up situation. And, you know, it seems like there's some people that I guess are cheering this on.
The man accused of hitting him is still in the hospital. He's facing charges
passed
and
away
is
now.
in critical condition. WCPO 9 News reporter Alex Knoll breaks down
Oh, the father was in the
what
hospital.
led up to all of this and where the investigation stands tonight.
The county sheriff's deputy was directing traffic at this intersection of Martin Luther King Drive in Corryville.
Martin Luther King Drive. I feel like the last... what is going on? I feel like this whole weekend has been all these murders, whatever. They've all been like on some type of Martin Luther King street or whatever.
Police say that's when the deputy was hit and killed by a driver.
Police say the deputy was helping control the flow of traffic prior to UC's commencement ceremony.
The officer was just out doing his job, directing traffic up near the University of Cincinnati.
The deputy was transported to University Hospital where he later died. That news was announced during a joint press conference with Cincinnati Police Chief Teresa Thigi and Hamilton County.
But is it eye for an eye, Tina? If this guy, because I can't imagine, I don't know what that's like. Well, to lose a child like that and to have to watch it on video, I have no idea. I don't know what I would feel, the rage or whatever. But is it eye for an eye if you're randomly running over some random cop doing traffic, you know? And the guy that shot and killed your son, which his son was in the wrong. Like his son was not, he's a criminal. He was doing all this bad stuff with a gun and all this stuff. And, you know, I can't see the shooting. I don't know if the cop was justified or not in the shooting. It seems like he had a gun, but, you know, it's blurred out. But is it an eye for an eye? You're just gonna run over random people? I mean, I guess it's not random in the sense that it's a cop, but just any random cop, I guess whoever you can get.
County Sheriff.
You know, I guess he was full of rage. He must have went full rage. Driver saw red. Yeah, crazy. I can't imagine. And then because it was right after he watched the video. They said that after he went to the attorney's office and watched the video of his son getting killed, he left and nobody heard from him. That was the last time they heard from him until he drove the car into a cop. So he must have just.
Sheriff Charmaine McGuffey.
Our deputy had just retired just a few months ago.
Oh,
and
he just
continued
retired?
on in service
Wow.
as a special deputy.
Oh, that's crazy.
With all of his experience, we were incredibly glad to have him.
There, Thigi made the jarring announcement that the driver, Rodney Hinton Jr., is the father of 18-year-old Ryan Hinton, who was shot and killed by Cincinnati police Thursday.
So that is currently under investigation by both our homicide unit as well as the traffic unit.
Police say Hinton Jr. has been charged with aggravated murder. He remains in critical condition at the hospital. The identity of the deputy killed was not released, but the sheriff says he was loved by everyone who knew him.
I knew the man, and I knew what a tremendous, tremendous person he is, and what a tremendous loss we have all suffered.
DG concluded the emotional press conference, assuring transparency with the investigation and leaving a message for the community.
Let the processes play out. Let the investigations play out. Keep calm. Take care of one another.
Alex Knoll, WCPO 9 News.
We are starting to get statements in from multiple elected officials. Hamilton County's prosecutor says in part the investigation is ongoing, but if the facts show this act was intentional, as the charge suggests, I will throw the full force of the law at the perpetrator. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine issued a statement a short time ago saying in part, quote, I have been briefed on the ongoing investigation and am sickened by what appears to be.
Okay, so let's check out the courtroom. This was
The separate session of the Hamilton County Municipal Court is now in session. Judge Tyrone Yates is presiding this morning.
the irony, right? All these streets named after Martin Luther King. All these streets named after Martin Luther King, and they're all violent. People are dying, and mass shootings, and all kinds of stuff.
First case load out to Rodney Hinton.
Okay, thank
There he is.
Good morning, Mr. Hinton. Good morning.
He said good morning, Judge. He's very soft-spoken.
Okay, all right.
That's interesting. It's like the judge, I couldn't hear him either, but maybe he doesn't have a mic or he's not close enough or soft-spoken, whatever. But it's like the judge wanted to, like, you better say good morning to me.
He said good morning, Judge. He's very soft-spoken.
Okay, all right. Thank you. All right. Anything as to probable cause?
Your Honor, we'll waive probable cause this morning. I have submitted designations for John Kennedy and Timothy Bignell. They will be the attorneys of record handling Mr. Hinton's case. We handling the arraignment this morning.
All right, thank you. Mr. Prosecutor, or anything as to bond?
As to bond, Your Honor, thank you. Your Honor, we understand this is a very, very serious, very terrible charge that Mr. Hinton is facing. He has a risk, but he does not have a history, Judge. He has no felonies in his record. His risk assessment score was a 1. He had a juvenile record. He works at UDF. He's married. He's a father. He's a graduate of Purcell Marion. I understand that this is an emotionally charged situation. I'm understand that Mr. Hinton's son may have been killed by the police earlier in the week. There was a review of that video. I understand that there is a lot of sadness and a lot of anger in this room right now, but in the community at large. And we'll just ask the court to set a reasonable bond in light of everything and to allow the constitutional process to play out.
All right. Thank you. Andy, you've given me a pre-trial services sheet. Is that right this morning? All right. The court has had a chance to review that and his past history. Is there anything from the state through the prosecutor?
Yes, Your Honor. Ryan Nelson on behalf of the prosecution.
Could you give us more volume, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Ryan Nelson on behalf of the prosecution. We believe that the evidence will show is that yesterday, on about the 2nd of May, the defendant was traveling, I believe, would be eastbound on Martin Luther King Avenue at MLK, I believe at Burnett Woods, at the intersection, I believe immediately north to the rear entrance of the University of Cincinnati. The defendant stops his car. The defendant, in a way that was calculated and premeditated, lined up his car, deliberately accelerated his car, and purposely caused the death of an on-duty deputy sheriff who was doing a detail at that intersection. As such, we are going to be seeking indictment for aggravated murder, and we would request, in accordance with ORC 2937-222, for a no bond hearing. That rule requires that hearing be set within 3 business days, so we are seeking to set that date on the 6th of May of 2025. That'll be next Tuesday.
Wow. Well, that's all we get to see. Let's say he made some.
So the court will now set no bond.
No bond
until Tuesday, when we'll review the statute for a continuing no bond under these unusual and very tragic and terrible circumstances. Where will the defendant be housed, and will he be safe? And I ask that because he was transferred, as I understand it, to Clermont County yesterday.
That's correct.
On my order.
That's correct.
And will he be returned to Clermont County until Tuesday?
It's our understanding he'll be returned to Clermont County.
And you have a safe environment for him there in Clermont County?
Yes, sir.
You'll return him on Tuesday, May the 6th at 8:30 a.m. for a hearing at 9 o'clock in the morning?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, for the record, we'd ask the court to put a bond on him now, but we understand that
No bond.
not a bond hearing.
no bond for you.
All right, no bond.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What about his rights?
We can hold him at no bond for 72 hours,
Yes,
is that
sir.
right?
Yes, correct.
Thank you. All right, thank you so much.
Oh, you see his he's kind of like gesturing. I don't know if that was at cops or family or what. He's like, yeah. Oh yeah, he's making faces. Wait, what's up with him and that cop? The way they looked at each other. Look at that. Look at him. Because he's talking his shit. So he's still angry. And he's like, yeah, I got your boy. That's right. They're probably going to beat his, well, maybe not until after the trial, but they're going to probably beat his ass in jail. Oh, he's going to be food. They're probably going to let some of these people take advantage of him in the showers. It almost looked like Lover kind of looked. Oh, they're going to take him for a ride. They're going to take him for a ride. I mean, the prisoners might hail him as a hero, but oh, they're going to take him for a ride. Oh, yeah. Wow. So crazy. I'm gonna do one quick mini update, and then we'll call it a night unless there's a chase or something else. Here's a story about what's that? Earlier today, man accidentally falls from the Excalibur Hotel in Las Vegas. Oh shit. What? I don't know if I can show that here though. Let's see what this is. What is he trying to do? Like parkour or something? Parkour? I don't know what's wrong with people. Are they just bored or something, man? Like, he's like at the edge of a building, kind of half hanging off, but it almost looks like he was trying to pull a stunt. Heard he broke a window to get out on the ledge. Heard it was an accident. I don't know how. Let me see. No, there's certain things I can't. I'm not gonna get a strike to show something and get the chat. I'm just. You can check it out on Discord. I was trying to see what exactly happens or whatever.
In the street off now.
Funny enough, the video's on YouTube, but they hold me to different standards. Everybody else can do whatever they want. I do it. They dig my ass.
Oh shit! He's hanging. He's hanging. Oh, he fell. He fell.
Oh shit!
Oh my god, he fell.
I don't know what the hell was that, but yeah, I'll post it. W posted it in the links area. I'll post it in the public chat if you want to see it on Discord. Join on Discord and see. Join on Discord and see. They're always trying to take things down on me, so I have to be careful what I show. I can't just, at least not intentionally. I don't even know if it's like even worth going live for this other thing, but okay, we could do a quick little update, I guess, or just mention it here. Maybe I'll just mention it here and we can post it. I don't even think it's worth going live for such a short update on this other thing. So, let me just set it up here. We could do this too. Okay. Squeak. Oh, okay. Yes. All right. So with the shooting from earlier today that we were covering, I think this is the barbecue one. Yeah, this is the barbecue shooting where somebody had showed up to the house, supposedly uninvited. They ask this person to leave. This person is not too happy. They kind of leave, but then they come back and a shootout ensues. So there's an update to this. And it says Houston police are investigating the fatal shooting of one male and the wounding of 15 other individuals that occurred on the 6,000 block of Sherrill Hill Street at about 12:40 a.m. Sunday, May 4th. The deceased individual is a male, 18 years old, is pending notification to the family members. Patrol officers responded to a report of a shooting in a residential area at the above address. Witnesses stated the shooting took place during a large house party. During the event, an altercation occurred. Multiple gunshots were fired. When the officers arrived, they found multiple persons suffering from gunshot wounds. One male suffered a gunshot wound and was transported to an area hospital where he was pronounced deceased. At least 15 additional individuals were taken into a different area hospital by Houston Fire Department paramedics or by private vehicle. The injured persons range in age from 16 to 40 years old. So a bunch of people, 16 people. Looks like 15 people shot. I mean, somebody could have fell over and that could count as an injury, but it seems like 16 people were shot and injured and one dead. And still no mention about like who's the shooter. Is the shooter the dead one or no mention, nothing. So that's that. As far as that video, if you guys want to watch it, you can watch it on Discord. It's on YouTube or We could just watch it on somewhere else. I don't know, Twitter or Rumble. I don't have either, Mel. Twitter or Rumble if you want to watch it, wherever place you want to watch it. Even Twitter holds me to a crazy different standard because I've posted videos and they take it down. It gets like whatever. And I see these huge accounts that post it and they have no problem. But I post the same exact video, it gets taken down. It says violence or something like that. You haven't heard about it? Oh, it's crazy. You don't have either? So crazy times, man, really crazy times. People just, killing. I don't understand this car stealing, and I mean, he had to steal these cars, I guess. The kid that got killed, he had to steal cars and guns and all this stuff. And I mean, what are they making out of that? Horrible. All right, I'm going to get off. I don't foresee myself coming back unless there's a chase or a standoff, which could happen. Shit, I could be back in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Who knows? All right. Have a good night, guys. Bye.